If PazNaz were a giant house, Ministries would be the kitchen. A kitchen is bustling and alive, and ultimately things are being prepared. We're making space for kids and teens to practice being at the table, to practice being in community. There's this kind of practical application of we're teaching Bible stories, we're teaching social skills and character development, but we're also teaching rootedness. You know, it's a modeling of what it means to not just attend church, but to attend and to be involved in church. And so it becomes important that volunteers are present as a means of communication of some of these things that there just aren't words for. There's not words for the spiritual formation that it takes to watch someone, an adult, pour into you over and over again. That can only be gleaned from modeling. You know, a lot of little ones just need people to hold them. You know, and families, when they walk in, they want to see, you know, bright, fresh face that is engaging and inviting them. And those first moments between when they walk through the doors and when they get into their classroom are so crucial, and it's a great place for a volunteer to plug in.
It was fun to be able to volunteer in my kids' class when they were little tiny babies, and to see them grow up, to be in the kids department and see the pastors make a huge impact and the volunteers really pour into those kids, my kids. It was just really fun to see, and I got an opportunity to work alongside those volunteers, and so and now to see those same kids be in the high school group together still after all those years, to see them grown up. I saw them as babies, and to come back and see these kids growing up in the church is really fun to, you know, reflect on. I was a part of that.
I just remember the people who just spent so much time investing in me as a person. They didn't grow up with me in the church. They didn't rock me from the time I was a baby up until 8th grade when I started going to church. But they welcomed me, and they participated in my life, and they asked me about my life, and they invested in me, you know. And I can think of small group leaders, and I can think of greeters, and I can think of other adults who just took an interest in me, took an interest in who I was as this weird middle school girl. But to them, I was important. I was someone, you know, and that changed everything for me.
The reason that we have youth leaders there is not to be the most fun person in the world, although they can be that. The purpose of the youth leaders is to kind of be around students. The dream, the goal, the vision is for the students in the youth group to look around at their youth leaders and see their backgrounds represented in the people that are giving of their own lives. To have all of those different backgrounds represented in the youth leaders allows the students to envision themselves giving in those roles and being in those roles and being together at the table, to be pouring back into the community of PazNaz.
That community shapes those kids. It shapes that 5th grader and that 12th grader and that 4-year-old and that infant, you know, like their lives are shaped forever because of the people who've invested in them, who opened their hearts to them, who opened up conversations, who made them feel important and wanted and like they were something in God's kingdom. And that's just something that can't be replaced by anything else. Human interaction is the only thing that pulls that part of our walk and our spiritual life.